Cycle syncing is definitely mainstream now, and that can be problematic when you are just starting out. So I want to share with you 3 things I wish I knew and really understood at the start of my cycle syncing journey. These 3 things will hopefully make you feel more empowered to sync with your cycle and make it your own. So the first thing I wish I knew and understood is that cycle syncing is a personal practice. I don't know why, but when I first read the book Woman Code, I kind of felt like this is great, but also I can't relate because I don't have any kids, I don't have a chronic condition, and in full transparency, I don't agree with all of the things that are being stated. And while the book is phenomenal, okay, I just felt like I couldn't make cycle syncing my own because it just felt like it was about friends and family, and I was like, what about me and my health? And I'm here to let you know that if you've also felt that way, just remember, cycle syncing is about you and your cycle. Period, dot, end of story, right? It's really about how you choose to optimize your life within reason and honoring your hormones, okay? No one else gets to control your hormones besides you at the end of the day. Your health, your responsibility. Full stop. The second thing I wish I knew and understood at the beginning of my journey is that it's okay to curate your own approach. Like I said, I read the book Woman Code at the start of my cycle syncing journey, and I am so grateful for that book. I am so grateful for it being what it was when it was to me. And that was a holy grail. It was like my Bible. I literally took this book everywhere with me. And what I've learned is, actually, you know what? Let me see. Let me go get my book for you. Proof that this was a holy grail. Do you see this binding? Like, I'm sorry, what? Look at these pages. It's not even the color that it was when I first got it. But this book was such a phenomenal resource at the start of my journey, but it was also one of the things that limited me the most. I felt that if I didn't follow everything by the book, then I wouldn't get the same results with my cycle that these women had experienced in the case study. I felt that if I wasn't drinking like a beet juice smoothie every single day, then I was gonna just have terrible periods. I felt like if I went out to eat and didn't have this with me, then I was doing something wrong. And I'm here to let you know that cycle syncing is quite literally designed to be curated based off of you and your needs. It's here for you and your lifestyle. And while you can follow list, whether it's a list from me, or perhaps you're following this book or the book In the Flow or whatever book you're reading about supporting your cycle, right? You can do what is best for you in your life. So if you're at a point in your life right now where drinking a beet smoothie just doesn't work for you because you don't like beets, you don't have to. If you're at a point in your life where you're like, girl, I don't even like carrots, why would I eat a raw carrot salad? You don't actually have to have a raw carrot salad. There's plenty of other things that can help you manage estrogen dominance. It's okay. You get it? And the final thing I wish I knew, the third and final thing I wish I knew was this. I wish I knew that this and kept it as a fact. Cycle syncing has no rules, only principles. And I think now is actually a really great time to talk about the difference between a principle and a rule. That said, let's pull up the definition of a principle. And I'm gonna tell you, the way that I think of a principle is really about being a foundational truth that is accepted. By definition, it's a fundamental truth or proposition that serves as the foundation for a system of belief or behavior for a chain of reasoning or action. That is the definition of a principle. And cycle syncing doesn't have rules. It has principles. It has several principles, but there's 2 that I would argue are the most important. The first principle is that there are multiple phases to your cycle. That is the first thing you need to understand. That is a fact. That's where we just lead in, okay? The second principle is that your body, your energy, your hormone, and your nutritional needs will change throughout the different phases. That is a fact. So what you need in the first half of your cycle is vastly different than what you need in the second half of your cycle. And so therefore, it is a principle, okay? Now, whether or not you want to use these principles is entirely up to you. Highly recommend that you do use them though, because in the event that you can master these principles and understand them as that, you can then master other areas of your life. So while everything starts with your personal health and well-being when it comes to cycle syncing, this is also going to be impacting your energy levels and your emotions and maybe how you communicate it. It'll also impact your relationships. It can also impact your finances. Did you know that some research shares that you spend more during certain phases of your cycle and less during other phases? This is something I actually touch on in my workshop workflow. This is also going to impact your environment. It's going to impact your career. It's going to impact your time and so much more. If you can understand these principles, if you can master these principles, I promise you, you can master not only your cycle, but also your life. And I would love to help you get started. So if you are somebody who's one, looking to curate their own approach to cyclical living, and you want a tool to help you do it, head to the description bar and grab my cycle support planner. This 90-day digital planner is designed to help you habit stack your cycle support routine and help you really set your week up for success when it comes to cyclical living. So rather than saying, this is the grocery list you need to follow, I say, hey, these are some things to keep in mind throughout your menstrual phase of your cycle, and you can actually make your own menu. You can make your own shopping list, your own pantry, protein, curate everything based off of you and your needs. Not only this, but in the cycle support planner, you will find a space to track your own personal progress when it comes to your PMS and periods. There's this entire space for you to really plan even a movement in sync with your cycle, okay? Like I said, you can head down to the description bar and get your hands on that. But if you're like, I actually want more, I need to know how to master these principles and take them to the next level, I want you to head over to the podcast Perfect Periods on Apple or Spotify and listen to the entire episode that breaks this down, because it's a game changer. And like I said, these are the 3 things I wish I understood at the start of my journey. So just to recap, remember, cycle syncing is personal, okay? You can curate your own approach, and there are no rules, only principles. With that, I hope this has been supportive to you, and if it has, do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, send this to your bestie, or comment down below, because I would love to know that this has helped. And as always, I'm sending big love and flowy vibes, and I'll talk to you soon. Ciao!